It's 33 minutes past 7 o'clock. It's time for us to go on our daily grind, the royal hustle. I promised you yesterday that this week we are putting powerful women in their positions. Yes, high up there where they need to be celebrated. Today, I am joined by Taleni Shimhopileni, who is one of the most, I can tell you this, because before social media, before we had WhatsApp, I don't know how we got it on our phones, I can't remember, but there was this really famous clip of Taleni as well as Morris, who used to also be part of 99 FM a couple of years ago, doing the Sal One Road to Fame, and boy did we love it. Now she has a degree from UNA as well as a BA Honours degree cum laude from the South African School of Motion Picture, Medium and Live Performances. She is a graduate of the African Leadership Institute. Taleni served as a trustee for the One Economy Foundation established by the current First Lady of Namibia, and is currently also a board member of the Namibian Chamber of Commerce and Industry Windhoek chapter. Her journey in television started when she was just 13 years old as a host of The Child's Way on the national broadcaster. She has since hosted a number of TV and radio shows and is currently the One Africa TV content manager and sourcing editor. Taleni, I don't think people knew that about you. I don't think they knew that you come with a fire package. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning,
Shay. Now, we've had you here before on many different occasions, talking mostly about content on One Africa TV and what Namibians can be excited for and look forward to. But today we're getting to know you. What inspires you? What drives you? What gets you to where you want to go every morning? Tell us about your childhood. What kind of childhood did you have growing up as a young girl in Namibia?
What kind of childhood? So first of all, good morning, listeners. It's good to be back. Shay, I like your lipstick.
Thank you. I like yours as well. You put some, I don't know where you get the time.
Gotta make the time.
Gotta make the time, yeah.
All right, so what kind of childhood did I have? I want to say a simple one. So I know I did nursery in Valombola, Ngwediva somewhere, like a church nursery, and then I moved here for kindergarten, or maybe that was nursery daycare, and then I moved here for kindergarten. I schooled in Sederhof, All Nations.
All Nations,
yes. Christian school. And then high school was St. Paul's. I was kind of nervous to go to St. Paul's, but we landed there. And then I had a chill childhood, man. Parents who, I don't really want to say immigrated, but sort of moved from the north to Windhoek in the early 90s.
To sort of give a better opportunity, of course.
Well, it was more their careers. And, we sort of just...
came with the package. Tell us about your dreams, some of your biggest dreams as a young girl. What did you look forward to becoming when you grow up?
Shucks, it's actually that's a hard question to answer, or maybe it's not a hard question. Maybe I just don't have a deep answer. So I remember I was fascinated because our primary school teachers had to sign in our books often, like, did you do your homework? And
yes, sign it
and
up.
I was fascinated by signatures. Wow. And so I went home and I practiced. I also wanted the signature. Then I was like, so I need to become a teacher so I can use the signature.
Amen.
That was the logic. When I think about it now, I don't think I actually really wanted to become a teacher. I don't know. I did lecture for a year. I did lecture media at a university for a year in South Africa. But anyway, I have the biggest dream? Not at the time. I think as a kid, you're just going through it. You just want to get good marks and be a good kid. I was a very happy child, introverted really. So I know I just wanted to do my best. I didn't really know what that meant yet.
How did you end up choosing to attend the South African School of Motion Picture and Medium and Live Performances?
So it's known as AFDA. It's known as AFDA, but I think the official name is the South African AFDA. But everyone really in the industry knows it as AFDA. People even just say AFDA University. Okay, so my first degree is law from UNAM, right? And I did that, I think, to buy time. I had finished high school at 16. So I was like, okay, I wanna go into the media entertainment industry, but I think I'm too young. Let me do something else. And so I did law and then graduated, and then after that I was like, okay, I think I'm older now. Now I want to go do media. And I was fascinated after in South Africa because they had the camera lights in action, which I had grown up with from the age of 13. The camera lights in action. I didn't see that so much at UNAM. I think it has come along now. I believe it is there now. So no shade to UNAM. It was just at the time. It was more drama and theater, and then like PR, comms. Those were more the roots. The cameras and the stuff weren't there yet. So shout out to just like Namibian Film School, KCAC, College of the Arts, and even the UNAM department. It has grown a lot between now and then. So that's how we landed up at AFDA. First it was law, and then we went to go do this.
Now you mentioned that you actually lectured for a year. That must have been like a side hustle, or no, it was the actual job. So did you have any side hustle since 16, still studying your law degree?
So the lecturing came, the lecturing was not a side hustle. The lecturing came after, I had a law degree. I had been, by the time I went to AFDA, I had quite a few years in the industry as a radio and a TV presenter. And so then that's the whole passing cum laude for that degree. Then they were like, hey, actually, you have the years of experience. You have an honors degree. Can you lecture for you? I was like, okay. But then when it came to side hustles, to be honest, my side hustle was probably being a TV presenter. Like imagine you're 13, so you'd come from school, and then like you've been picked up from school, you've been dropped home, and then while your father and your siblings are eating lunch, you're quickly like changing, and then you eat in the car. That was a side hustle. I mean, I'm going to school, and then afterwards I'm going to work, and then so that was probably, I would call that my side hustle.
How has your idea of success changed over the course of your life?
Shucks. I would define, I think the season, I would define success of life in seasons. So, or rather, I'll answer it in two ways. One in seasons, and then I don't know how to describe the other way. But basically, let me say, you have to, the first part is seasons. It's good to know what season of life you're in, and then maximize that season. So, and indeed, some people's lives are called to mix up the season. You're a mother at the same time that you are a student, at the same time that you are a wife. I don't know. But whatever season you are, do it and do it well. So if you're a student, so if you are at UNAM and you are a second or third year, decide this is the season that I am going to excel at this, and I'm going to do it well. So I'm big on that, because life is dynamic. To simply say you are a success when you passed with 40 points in, it can mean different things for different people.
That's right.
So reflect, take time to introspect and ask yourself, man, what season am I in? I'm going to do the season well. That's the first thing. The second thing, when it comes to success, I always think I think the best form of competing is when you compete against yourself, which I get is not for everyone. Some people do need to compete against another external force, and that's all good and well. So it's important to then check what people are doing to inspire you and be like, okay, I'm gonna go for that. Sort of like the whole reach for the stars, and you'll land somewhere and
land in the clouds.
Somewhere there. But really, just sorry, I'm not the most. It's a very abstract answer, but because success can look so different
for so many different people.
Just maximize your season, man.
Absolutely. I mean, you might have thought at 13 being successful was already a TV show, maybe, but then obviously life takes you somewhere else, and success becomes something else.
Right.
Tell us about, you're currently the content manager and sourcing editor for One Africa TV. Tribe Fire Studios was established about 3 to 4 years ago. What are some of your highlights, some of your most fulfilling moments in this space with this new merge and this new coming together? What have been some of the things that you are taking along with you that stood out for you on this journey so far?
Shucks. The first thing in its simplicity is getting Tribe Fire Studios off the ground. Namibia as a country has so much to offer. I always say to our team that Namibia has not yet fully maximized the full media, arts, entertainment landscape.
Yeah.
There is still so much room to do so much. There really is. And Tribe Fire Studios and One Africa and 99 FM, that is a part of us maximizing this reality.
Right. Yeah.
So for me, the first thing in this journey, just getting this off the ground, the rebranding, we're gonna get better and be stronger, that for me is exciting. It's always exciting to just innovate and bring things to life. Yeah.
When you say that, it gets me excited about what these platforms have to offer. Because I can see you're smiling while you're talking about it, and you're like, it's like you know something we don't know.
I do know something you don't.
As a media leader, Taleni, what is your hopes for the future of the industry, the media industry here in Namibia and on the continent, and perhaps even beyond? What do you hope to see for the next 5 to 10 years?
What I hope to see is both more private sector and public sector giving more towards arts and entertainment, and the media industry as a whole. So having lived in South Africa for some time, I was very impressed by how much both public and private sector would really give to the industry. And so we talk about just next door in other countries where actors can live off of their craft completely, truly.
Make acting their 8 to 5 on a day-to-day, and live off that.
And live off of it.
Yes.
And I would love to see that for our Namibian artists in all shapes and forms. I saw Hage, our amazing artist, and he had an exhibition recently, and he was just, I didn't get to go to his exhibition, but he just mentioned to me how it was such a great success, and most of the people bought his paintings, and he was like, Taleni, I only had like, I think he said 3 or 4 paintings left, and that got me excited. It gave me goosebumps that people got out of their homes, went to an exhibition, but
Namibian art invested in
and
artists.
They're like, I'm gonna put it up in my house. So I mean, to answer your question without going far, whether it be the visual arts, whether it be radio, TV, I'm excited, and I want to see more people celebrate the arts and people putting money down for it.
That's right.
Because it comes back to you.
Yeah, that's right. The investment
really
you
does.
do, yes, you
It
do
really
see that
does.
return. You do.
Yeah.
Now, I've got one last question for you. I don't want to let you go yet, but I have to because you got to go source.
Okay. Yes.
And you've got to go manage.
Yes.
But tell us, what are one of the 3 things that you are loving right now about the land of the brave? Tell us what's standing out for you. 2020 has been a tough year, but what are some of the things that just popped up and sprung for you? Okay.
I might turn the 3 into one big one, but let me see if I can. We're definitely at a tipping point as a country, and being at a tipping point means that, and I mean across the board. When I say tipping point, I mean politically, socially, things have opened up so much, and as they've opened up, we're either tipping into way more good, or we're gonna tip into not so good. And people are aware that there's room to tip into not so good. And what I'm loving is that people are aware of it, and they're pushing the tide. That no, we are not. So the courageous Namibian, and Namibians have always been courageous people. I mean, we are fighters, and so I'm excited to see the fighting spirit, we want better for ourselves, for our country, across all dimensions. And the tipping point can be we can tip into greatness and to awesomeness, if I can put it that way, and that's exciting for me to see. I'm excited to see that we are pushing the tide and saying, no, we will tip into greatness.
Absolutely.
We will not fall into.
We're not going to fall back into.
And across, and this is socially, this is politically, this is, it's exciting. I watch closely.
We look forward to the greatness that you will be tipping into. Yeah.
Maybe I should say I watch and I play my part closely.
Absolutely.
We are playing our part.
We better. Every single one of us, even listeners listening right now.
Shava Goddess, may I please give a shout out?
Please, go ahead.
All right. So I want to send a shout out to all the listeners. Say, I've never done this. I've come to your wonderful show before, but I've never sent a shout out.
Go ahead, please.
All right, I want to send a shout out to everyone. First of all, to all the listeners. Thank you so much. The morning risers, the ones out and about, you're driving. Thank you so much. See, now I feel like I'm back in my radio presenting
I want
days.
to give you that moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade
No, and
Please.
then lastly also to my doctor friends, Dr. Maria Nangolo, Dr. Mvula. I know they're listening, so shout out to you guys. And you guys are up early, saving lives, doing your thing. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Taleni, for coming through and joining us and sharing with us, the things we didn't know about you, so we can understand what it is that drives you, and perhaps you've even inspired other youngs. You mentioned in our interview just now that you finished high school at 16 and obviously had to go into university. And many times it can be difficult for a 16-year-old to go and cope in a space like that.
Yeah.
But you managed and you came through and you followed your passions, you followed your dreams, and now you're part of the bigger picture to change how the world or our stories are told, how Namibian stories are told. And I'm sure that people are so eager to sit around a table with you and discuss what it is and how we're going to tell this story. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she's come a long way, yo. From that clip in our WhatsApps way back to now being the content manager and sourcing editor for One Africa TV. I'm sure her journey is just beginning. She says she's excited.